lawsuit. Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, trustees Andrew Holmes and Stan Brown say this Monday night meeting at the Park District was illegal. Max Solomon is their attorney.
We believe strongly that that meeting was improperly called and improperly held. The residents of Dalton were confused.
The meeting held at Village Hall that night canceled for a lack of a quorum. When Tiffany Henyard showed up at the Park District, she got heckled. Trustee Jason House told NBC5 the meeting was held at the Park District because of Open Meeting Act violations. The village recently cited by the Attorney General's office for failing to make meetings convenient or open to the public. Residents have often complained about limited seating and barricades at those meetings.
The mayor took steps to correct those things that the Attorney General required. And so we believe that for that reason, the meeting was supposed to have been here. And if it wasn't going to be here, there were steps that could have been taken.
The lawsuit is asking for Village Hall to be named the primary place for village business, and that some of the business conducted at those meetings outside of Village Hall since September 3rd be invalidated.
And the people deserve to know where their meetings are going to be held, one meeting, where it's going to be held, and what's on the agenda.
Bert Odelson represents a majority of trustees. He calls the lawsuit frivolous.
This lawsuit, on top of all the other lawsuits, is a waste of the taxpayers' money.
Odelson also says the trustees moved the meeting to the Park District to comply with the Attorney General's office.
They've moved it to the Park District where it's handicap accessible, 300 people can get in, there's parking, there's no problem.
So when I asked Bert Odelson where the next Dalton Board of Trustees meeting will be held, he told me the Park District. Now, as for the lawsuit, no court dates have been filed just yet in this case, but definitely an interesting one that we will continue to follow.
And we know you will, Regina.
Yep.
This has been the story that seems to keep on giving, I'll tell you. Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary. I hope all is well with you and yours. Just a short video right here. Shout out to Regina Wardrop for bringing us that information. So you guys, they're fighting over where we're going to have the meeting. In my opinion, it won't even matter in a couple of months because we only have about 4 board meetings coming up before the election. So by the time it even goes to court, it really won't be an issue.
I'm sorry for interjecting. May I be recognized, Burgundy Beautiful? I totally agree. There are only a few months left until voting, and most of the people that are going to vote are not these people right here that are doing all of this ridiculousness. I agree. Just meet at the polls because these few people standing up here turning around, they are not representative of even a third or a fourth or a fifth of the actual voters. If only 800 people voted, there are not 800 people in this room. So let's just meet at the polls. I'm not understanding, but I'm sorry. What were you saying, Burgundy?
For the best. As for now, I'm just like Daenerys Targaryen. Like, where was Daenerys when you needed her? Now, my next video, we're going to go over the Open Meetings Act violations. I finally went through the 16-page document, and I want to show you guys from footage where it was violations on a lot of different ends. Even when it came to the mayor, the trustee board, and the violations from even the residents. So we'll be going through that. Now, my clear opinion is let's just have it at the Park District, you know, just because that's just do it. It's only a few months. However, if we want to go through the lawsuit, if she corrected it, it's been corrected technically. You see what I'm saying? However, I want to go over all the violations that has been happening on different hands, and even sometimes let me know if you remember in the comments below. We've seen pivotal moments in this situation where if the mayor had something on the agenda, we went ahead with the meeting even when the residents were locked out. If the trustees had something on the agenda and they wanted to stay, we went on with the meeting even when residents were locked out. Let's really talk about it, how we were locked inside Village Hall. Like, it's no way that it should be one person to lock and unlock the door. Like, we can't act like we have not seen that. We did see the barricades. It's just so many things we have to talk about. And I want to know where you guys' memory lies.
Good evening, everyone. OMA, Open Meetings Act.
Yes.
You had a young man here, Mr. Epstein, Einstein, or whatever, who is not a resident of Dalton. We have to have transparency and consistency in our transparency. There have been people who were not allowed to speak at this mic because this administration said you don't live here, so you can't speak. That's a violation of the Open Meetings Act. You do not have to give your address. Sometimes you can ask questions and get an answer, and sometimes you can't. My thing again is transparency. I will beat a dead horse. We were all handed an agenda today. And unlike Ms. Creighton, I know she's old school, she'd like to have a hard copy, but one thing that would help us, and this of course is to our attorney, our clerk, and the mayor, if we can put this agenda up on the internet to know what the agenda is and what the ordinances are, why can't we have the detail of the ordinances? Now, I was able to go at the very beginning to new business because I'm very intimately involved in understanding levies and tax levies, which is why I asked Mr. Kasparic the question, and I'm glad that it was tabled by Trustee Hinyard. But we got to have some consistency when we have this open meetings. We got to have a consistency with transparency. We were told at the last meeting there's not enough manpower to put this stuff on the website, but yet the websites are updated all the time. I see turkey giveaways, which is a political event, put on the Village of Dalton website. I see coffees with the mayor constantly updated, poorly attended gospel fest on the website. You got all of these events, as Ms. Creighton was alluding to, that's advertised on the website, but the pertinent information that a resident needs is not on the website. Now, Ms. Creighton, of course, what I'm asking for is to just put PDF files up online, which can easily be done because we are paying a webmaster, by the way. Somebody is making those changes on the website. It has to be a webmaster, or it has to be some employee of the Village of Dalton. That being said, that way we can easily print out whatever we want to do. We got no copies of ordinance number 19-0023. None of the cannabis invoices were printed for us. Nothing that you could read. So when you put at the beginning, which is very good, citizens address limited discussion of agenda items, how are you going to discuss agenda items if you don't have a copy of those agenda items? So transparency and consistency in that transparency, and adhere to the rules and the laws of the Open Meetings Act. Thank you.
I'd like to get a motion to adjourn.
Motion made to have Daenerys come with her dragon and Jakarta's all these doggone lies. These OMA violations have been happening well before Tiffany. People have been speaking up. So if we're going to talk OMA, let's be fair. So yes, a lot of us do remember OMA violations being an issue well before Tiffany got into office. So what we need to do is stop the lies. Stop the half-truth, tell the whole truth. Till next time.